Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A lot of questions are revolving around the book of Enoch. Who wrote the book of Enoch? Who is the author of this book? Or are there multiple authors? When was this book actually written? When and how was this book found? In what language was this big book originally written? Who translated it? Is it even considered a holy book? Which church accepts it? And why church rejects it? And do Jewish people even believe in it? And what Muslims talk about or say in regard to the authenticity of this particular book? A lot of these questions is what we will address in today's lecture. Remember, the book of Enoch is an ancient Jewish religious work that is attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Nuh alayhi salam, according to the Israelites. However, it is considered to be a work that is attributed to Enoch but was not compiled or written by Enoch. Or at least we do not have any proof that he's the one who actually put it together. Meaning, it is believed to have been written by Enoch himself, but actually by later authors who attributed their writings to him. I'm not sure if you have ever heard of this term, pseudepigraphal, which basically means that a writing that is attributed towards somebody who has not put it together, or in other words, a work that is falsely attributed to an author or is anonymous. It comes from a Greek word which means falsely inscribed. So who wrote the book of Enoch? The book of Enoch is attributed to Enoch, a biblical figure who is mentioned in Genesis. However, it was likely composed by multiple unknown authors between the 3rd century BCE and 1st century CE. Yes, you heard me correctly. This book was somewhat in existence when Isa alayhi salam was born, or Jesus was born. Did Jesus read the book of Enoch? Did he had knowledge about the book of Enoch? We cannot say with any certainty. There are people who believe that Jesus might have actually read this work or might actually be aware of this work, and others say we don't really know. Scholars estimate that its various sections were written between 300 BCE and 100 CE over the course of 400 years. The earliest portions, such as the Book of Watchers, are thought to date around 200 to 300 BCE. So that gives you some context of when actually this book was written. It might have been possible that there were some oral transmissions that were getting passed on from generations to generations, who were then later on compiled over the course of 400 years and attributing it to Enoch. You must be thinking that why some work that was done so many thousands of years after Enoch was attributed to Enoch. Well, this was a common practice in ancient times to lend authority to a text. But who were the actual authors? We don't know for sure. It was likely a group of Jewish scholars who wrote it in Aramaic or Hebrew, blending theology, mysticism, and apocalyptic visions. For centuries, the book of Enoch was largely lost to the world. Early Christian scholars like Tertullian and Origen referenced it, but it eventually disappeared from the mainstream use in the West. Then, in the 1770s, a complete manuscript was rediscovered in Ethiopia, written in Ge'ez, an ancient Ethiopian language. Some people say that Ge'ez is a Semitic language that was once spoken in Ethiopia and is now used as a liturgical language, which means something related to a public religious service or ritual. or in other words, worshipping that is carried out in public setting, generally during a church service, and that follows a set of structure. Is used as the language for these services for the Ethiopian and Eritrean Orthodox churches. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church had preserved the Book of Enoch in their canon, and it remained a central part of their religious tradition. This discovery sparked a wave of interest among biblical scholars. Now let me take you to 1821. A man by the name of Richard Lawrence, a British scholar, translated the Gee's text into English. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and fragments of the Book of Enoch were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran, dating back to the 2nd century BCE. Qumran, or in Arabic, Qumran, is an archaeological site in the West Bank. It is located on a dry marl plateau about 1.5 kilometers or approximately 1 mile from the northwestern shore of Dead Sea, about 10 kilometers or approximately 6 miles south of the historic city of Jericho. And Jericho city is actually in Arabic called Ariha, which is a city in the West Bank, Palestine. Anyway, when the fragments of the Book of Enoch were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls in Qumran, this confirmed that parts of the book were ancient, and it gave scholars insight into its original language and context. So what exactly does the Book of Enoch actually say? Well, it's divided into 5 main sections, with themes ranging from divine judgment to the mysteries of heaven. We have the Book of Watchers as one section, which describes fallen angels, their offspring, the Nephilim, and Enoch's heavenly journey. Then the second section is the Book of Parables, which talks about the coming of the Messiah and final judgment. Third section is the astronomical book, which focuses on cosmic mysteries and celestial phenomena. Fourth section is the dream visions, which features apocalyptic visions of history. And final section, the fifth section, is the Epistle of Enoch, which offers ethical teachings and warnings. It's a fascinating blend of theology, astronomy, and apocalyptic prophecy, but not everyone agrees on its spiritual significance. Well, why is the Book of Enoch included in some religious canons but rejected by others? Well, let's break it down. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church and the Eritrean Orthodox Church accept the Book of Enoch as part of their biblical canon. However, most other Christian traditions reject it. Early church councils excluded it from the canon due to its controversial themes and lack of Hebrew manuscripts. The Ethiopian manuscript was written in Ge'ez. However, the Book of Enoch was most likely written in Aramaic, with some portions possibly in Hebrew. The surviving complete version is written in Ge'ez, the ancient Ethiopian language. And as far as the Judaism is concerned, the Book of Enoch is not part of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible. While it was valued by some Jewish sects like the Essenes, mainstream Judaism does not recognize it as authoritative. Muslims do not have any concrete evidence to recognize the Book of Enoch as authentic divine scriptures. Muslims believe in Enoch as a prophet known as Idris in Islam, but Quran does not mention the Book of Enoch. Quran mentions the book Torah, Zabur, Injil. Those are the 3 books that are mentioned by name. Quran talks about the Suhuf of Ibrahim alayhi salam, but there is no mention of Book of Enoch in Quran. According to Muslims, its stories and teachings are generally regarded as apocryphal, meaning something that is doubtful in its authenticity, although widely circulated as being true. Some of the things mentioned in Book of Enoch are outside the scope of Islamic tradition. So Muslims regard it as something separate from the theological framework represented by Islam. So while Muslims respect Enoch as a prophet, they don't view the Book of Enoch as authentic or divinely inspired. Many Christian and Jewish traditions reject the Book of Enoch for several reasons. For example, they say that it's not part of the Hebrew Bible, so no inclusion in the Masoretic text. And what does that mean? It means something that relates to the Masoretes, a group of Jewish scholars who codified the Hebrew Bible in 7th through the 10th centuries. And their work is known as the Masoretic text, which is the authoritative version of the Hebrew Bible used by Jewish people today. Another reason is this is an speculative content, means stories about fallen angels and the Nephilim are considered theologically problematic. And another reason is the historical questions where scholars debate its true authorship and authenticity. But despite this, it remains a fascinating work that offers a window into the beliefs and concerns of ancient communities. Well, the Book of Enoch may not be universally accepted, but its influence on theology, mysticism, and even popular culture is undeniable. It challenges us to think about the boundaries between history, faith, and myth. What do you think about the Book of Enoch? Should it have a place in modern religious thought? Or is it simply a historical artifact? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of ancient text. Thanks for watching Thinking Muslim. Stay curious, and inshallah, we will see you next time. Do you want us to dive deeper into the Book of Enoch and maybe summarize each of the 5 sections? If so, don't forget to put that in the comment section below, as this is how we will know that you are interested. Please support our channel. Please share the video so that more people can benefit from this knowledge. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.